Hey everybody, Adam Savage here in my cave. Regular watchers of this channel or long-term watchers know that I'm a humongous fan of the Bourne Identity and all of its trilogies, all of its sequels. But Doug Liman's first Bourne film with Matt Damon and Franco Potente is one of my all-time favorite movies. Behind me, you actually see one of the red burn bags from the bank. This is one of the actual props from the film. I bought it. I also happen to own the wastebasket from the bank. And over here, I own the safety deposit box from the bank. Now, there's stories attached to all of these, but they're not the subject of today's video. The thing about the Bourne bank box is there were two of them apparently made for the movie. And one of them was for carrying and one was for opening. And the one for opening it's just got a tubular lock, but there is no plan for opening this. There's no actual mechanism. And so a couple of years ago, Proto Labs, a company that does prototyping for industry, reached out to me and said, is there something we could help you with? We can build almost anything. And I sent them the Bourne bank box, and they sent me back a beautiful welded aluminum replica of it. They did gorgeous work. It still didn't solve the problem of the lock. And I finally, honestly, I've been thinking about this problem for years. Okay, actually, let me walk you through it. So here is the issue. Here is the real box. And what it's got is this lock here. And I've got the key for that somewhere. But there's nothing to that lock. This is a big bent piece of steel. Freaking stainless steel. This thing weighs a ton. So when they went to open the box, the guy stuck the key in and went, and then just opened it. There was no, look, it's movie magic. They didn't need to make it a mechanism, so they didn't. That's efficient. But for my experience, one, even though this is the original prop, it bugs me because it's not functional. And every time I break it out, I have to kind of go through this whole explanation. So like I'm going to clean this up and put it into a display case where it can live its life as the visual prop that it is. So I'm going to put this over here. Meanwhile, I'm going to work on turning this one into the bank box of my dreams. Now, Proto Labs they built a lovely removable hinge thing, which is great, but it's not what I wanted. It's not that I knew what I didn't, sorry. It's not that they didn't deliver what I wanted. It's that I didn't know what I wanted. They delivered something absolutely fine. But I came across a lock recently. This lock. It is a tubular lock. Ooh, it's got a nice drill-proof ball bearing up front, but it activates like this. Well, right now it activates where you lock it like this. This brass pin comes out of the back, and when you want to unlock it, you turn it and it comes out. But this push button spring-loaded mechanism, this is precisely what could end up being an actual lock, right? So what I could, okay, yeah. It works in the reverse of what I need it to, but I think I can fix it. So here's what I'm thinking. This push button lock, I remachine the casing for this. So it works in the other direction, i.e. you push it, to lock it, sorry. You use the key to push it in to unlock it. And you also use the key and pull it out to lock it. And it would sit in a little housing in here that would come out through here. Boop, look at that. Isn't that perfect? So all of a sudden I was thinking, I finally know how the lock mechanism works, and it can actually work. I can make it actually work. And then I thought about the hinges, right? So now the hinges are the other issue, which is there isn't a visible hinge in the Bourne Identity. So you don't want to see a piano hinge here. And then I thought about it. And I thought, these guys are perfect, these hidden hinges. So what I can do is I can machine a rail that goes under here and under the lid. And these bolt in here, one on either side. and then they will be able to open up, and it opens up, and it's got what looks like this lovely, it's like a nice high security hinge. Like, I feel like everything about this will look the way I want it to look when I'm all done. So there are multiple steps to this build. I gotta grind out the old hinges here. I gotta figure out how to bolt stuff to the aluminum and not see it. That's another one. Oh, and I am actually going to remake this sheet from scratch. I have a metal brake here. I can easily bend a 90, and I want to fill the gap that ends up being here. Oh, and the handle turns out to be the handle of a toolbox. The old owner of the bank box figured this out for me. And so I will also be installing the handle for carrying it. So yeah, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one in which the actual movie prop does not give me the experience that I want out of owning the movie prop. Isn't that funny? It's the only piece of my collection that is like that. So I bought 2 of the locks. I have 4 of these hinges. I might even have some more of these hinges, but you got a little dent in here. Yeah. There are a lot of steps to. There are a lot of steps to this. I think first and foremost is actually prepping this, so it might be removing these guys. Ooh, big, beautiful piece of 1-inch thick Delrin. Delrin, D-E-L-R-I-N, is the product name for acetyl, A-C-E-T-Y-L, acetyl. It's a polymer. Funnily enough, you cannot use acetyl for projects on the International Space Station because it never stops off-gassing, and you can't have that. All right, so show. Let's see. This would be a 0.625 or 5/8 diameter hole. It's a 5/8 diameter slot with a 5/8 diameter slot, so I can figure out the math on that. This I will slice into 2 slices. Yes. That will be, yeah, nice. So I will slice these into, let's see here. It can just be 625. Let's get that. Excellent. We do not turn on the dust retrieval for Delrin. We do not turn the dust retrieval on for Delrin because it makes rat's nests, which clog my dust retrieval. Delrin on the table saw bad mojo for your dust retrieval. Oh, oops. Like butter. Oh, God, I hate this. so now I need to do a little math. What I've got here is okay, so here's where I'm at. And these hinges, I think, are going to live one. Is it 3? Should I do 3? I think I should do 3. I think 3 looks great. So that is going to be, yeah, let's see. Let's just do the, what is 1/2 of
1.59 is 0.795.
What is 1/2 of 2.12?
2.12 is 1.06.
Okay, so I. And look at that. Ooh, what? Oh, yeah. Look at that. It looks like I actually know what I'm doing. Holy cow. That is just beautiful. Once I nail that, I'm going to then put these in the vise together and mill it all flat. Yes. Okay, so now I have to do the other holes. So here we go. Oh, great. That one's good. It's just that last one. Okay. Let's do a test fit. This. 1, 2, 3. Oh, oh yeah. Oh, that is great. Look at that. All right. We're going to mill these flat right now. All right, so the problem I was having was that these depths were off by here and there by like 10 thou, which was enough to throw this whole thing off. So I'm throwing some washers in as a spacer. You're never going to see these all close, but that allows it to close completely flat. That will allow it to close completely flat. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other ones here. Add in some washers. I thought of all sorts of other solutions for the same problem, like machining down this, but it wasn't perfectly consistent. And that was going to be a lot of work for a little return, whereas washers just allow me to adjust. Yeah. We got the last 4. All right, now countersink. Oh, I'm so happy with that. That's great. So now I think the next step is to bend a piece of metal to be the new one of these. Put those guys away. Oh. All right, so I can already see that I'm going to need to, yeah. All right. This was the piece I'd started with. This is what I just made. So I'm going to end up trimming this down to match that curve, and then I'm going to have to find, I'm going to have to find the hole. I should be able to. Yeah, I expect I will. Yeah, it's coming together. I have successfully made a hinge. It is in here. I have successfully rebent this piece, and it is sitting on here, and I'm now about to figure out how to how to attach this to the hinge without seeing it. I could do that with VHB, very high bond stuff, which could work. But I'd rather not do it with that. It's going to be under some pressure. I want to use screws, and I was thinking about something as small. Oh, these are buttons. I want to now. Flatheads, hold on. It's an awful lot of very gentle drilling, so I'm going to add some holding power. So, yep, that is fine. That is fine. I'm just double checking my parameters here. That can move. I will adjust that later. So, I think we can. Normally, I wouldn't drill with a 256 bit. I'm going mostly into plastic, which means that I think that it's totally fine. All right, as soon as I get this one in, I have two bolts in place. I'm just going to test the fit and fitment. And if it's good, I don't even need to keep clamping. Ladies and germs, that is absolutely magnificent. I'm so happy with that. Oh, that is great. Look at that. Oh, awesome. So there's a hole in the box underneath this. I am trying to match it up. And what I want to match it up with is 2.625, 5/8. That will get me to 1/2 inch. That will get me to 5/8. 5/8 is that one. Great. Mark it. It's always easier if you drill a pilot hole first for the Beautiful. Beautiful. Excellent. Lift those. It opens up. I love it. Okay, the question on the table is, how do you take two pieces of aluminum that are meeting at a aligned hole and turn it into a lock? And I spent a lot of time looking at tubular locks like this and thinking about a mechanism that went up to the top here and grabbed something over here. And then I saw these, which were a settable push button. Now, they are the opposite of what I was hoping they were, which is to say that this is their unlocked position and that's their locked position, and I want the opposite. So I took it apart, and here's what I discovered, reader. There is here, yeah. What, you gotta look at my open mouth. So there's a little pin here, and it's a spring pin. And when I press on it, the whole barrel comes out. Now I see on the other side of the spring pin is a solid pin. Oh, and it rests in here. And that's when I discovered that if I want, oh, right, yeah. So that's when I discovered that if I want this to be set up here, I only need to drill a hole up here, and then that is ready to go. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm kind of digging that, right? So what I'm going to do is, first and foremost, I am going to drill a second hole here to allow this lock to be locked in both positions, the in and the out position. That is one. Secondly, I am going to widen the hole on the inside and machine a little lip here that fits into that hole so that it registers and is a nice flush mount. That means on the back side, I can make a plate that holds it right up against the thing, and then I can screw it down with this guy. And I can hold it all in place there. And I can probably do that with just 2 screws into a little bit of an aluminum plate. It should be really straightforward. And there it is. Like in one day, I have solved 2 mechanical problems with this box I've been thinking about for freaking ever, man. It's been a long time coming. So, yep, that's great. Yep, wonderful. They're delightfully self-centering, these bits. So I want to drill that. Yeah. All right, now I'm gonna, so I successfully drilled the hole there. That works. Now I'm gonna machine a little step on there. All right. Oh, this is so exciting. Let's get a little bit of relief there. So, if this works correctly, then this should allow me shabby. I am, because I'm impatient, I'm holding this lid up with my head while I put in the registration plate that will hold this whole business in its proper orientation. And I'm just going to get one of these in here. Okay. So the way the handle works is this is from a toolbox. I can't remember which one exactly, but it goes in the toolbox using these little sliders. I'm going to take those out, drill all the way through them, put a piece of all thread through, use a piece of this black painted brass to cover it up in the middle so you can't see it, and put a lock nut on either end on the inside of this with some washers. And all that should mean that the handle moves in and out beautifully. Oh, let's All right, so this is a little hard to show, but what I've got here is a handle with some holes. I've got some all thread, which is going to go through those holes. It's going to get covered over here in the middle by this black piece of brass. And then on either end will be a washer and a lock nut. So it's all in here. Oh, wow. Okay, this is going to be curious. This is... There we go. Come on. There we go. That's it. See it? Coming through there? Yes! Oh, excellent. Okay, so put a washer and a washer and other thing I want to do is I want to put a plate in here that goes across here. And in fact, I'm probably going to tap it right into there with some tiny 440s just to hold it there. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be its own secret compartment. Here, if you look here, you can see how the handle works. So what I want to do is I want to measure the inside of this, which is 11 7/16. Look at that. So pretty. Ah, that's great. That's dead sexy. I don't mind seeing that. Sexy. Yeah. Right. Oh. my Bourne box proceeds. I am very happy with it. So the next step is to fill these lines with some black rubber. And interestingly, I have lots of 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch black rubber, but I need one that's more like 16th inch. This is about 60 thou, the thickness of this aluminum, which for those decimal junkies at home, a 16th of an inch is 62 thousandths, about 1.5 millimeters. And San Francisco happens to have the greatest hardware store in the world. It's called Center Hardware. I've been shopping there for 30 plus years. It is an amazing hardware store where the people that populate it actually know what they're talking about, and they will help you find what you need. And so I went in and I was like, do you guys have any black neoprene 1 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter rubber sheet? And they were like, nah, nothing. Just we get that. They said we get that request all the time, and we don't have anything like that. And so I'm looking. All right, I keep wandering. I look at the tape aisle, I look at the weatherproofing aisle, and one of the guys comes up to me, Chris, and he says, "Hey, what about this vinyl wall base kick? What do you call that? Kick guard." I'm like, that's absolutely perfect. Thank you. And it is self-adhesive, so it handles all of the issues that I need. So we're going to put the black rubber here, then we're going to put in the false back, and then, okay, so there were 2 bank boxes made for the film, and one of them was for the carrying over to Jason Bourne, and the other was for the opening in front of Jason Bourne. I own the carrying one. And its interior is slightly different. The interior of the visible one has a black interior with a step all the way around the perimeter. Yeah. So I'm going to make that step. I might even make it out of black Sintra if I have it. And that step provides the support for the green felt container that holds all the passports and that other good stuff. So, yeah, more Bourne box. Very. So I have this opportunity. That's kind of what I want to do. I kind of just want to use some thin, very high bond and hold that there. I am going to build a PVC, Sintra, black Sintra box that sits in here. And frankly, that's also going to be part of the strengthening of this. I'm never going to need to see inside there, and the VHB will hold that. I'm going to spray the top line of this black because that's what it is in the real thing. I'll figure out the height of that by looking at some screenshots, but first I'm going to get the VHB on here. And again, VHB just stands for Very High Bond. How did they come up with that name, I wonder? Tray is about 1 inch tall. I really think it's just about 1 inch. And it sits about 1.5 inches below, so 2.5 inches. Yeah, it doesn't look too far off. 2.5 inches, yeah. Four and 3/8. Let's say 4.5. One piece is going to be 11 3/8. Yeah. 1. What is 11 3/8 minus 7/16?
10.21. By the way, you have 2 new notifications. Do you want to hear them?
All right, so great.
So far, my Thursday's been thoroughly thrilling.
Why, thank you for that. I appreciate the feedback. All right, now I'm going to cut out the 1/8 inch acrylic for the tray. The tray doesn't look like it's 8 1/8 inch thick. It actually looks like it's 32nd inch, and it looks like it's vacuum formed, but I don't have a vacuum former big enough for that. So I'm not gonna worry about it. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut it out of this nice new acrylite, and I'll put a felt bottom on it, and everything will be hunky-dory. And I mean that in the David Bowie sense of the term. See, now I may end up covering that aesthetically. I'm not positive. It's certainly replaceable should I need to, but that's what I'm talking about here. Actually, now that I think about it, if I just put some VHP on the back of those, it should be great. Let's do it. Let's be clear. You know me. You know how much I love mechanical solutions, and I think, you know, tape is kind of a glue, but it's also kind of a mechanical connection. One of my crew members on the Michael Stevens show, I believe, Bob, was a big fan of Chris Hadfield. And when we went to Toronto, Chris Hadfield, it was a Jamie show, and Chris Hadfield came out and even came on stage and like played with us and had fun because Chris is great. Bob came back to the tour bus that night. Bob wasn't very demonstrative, but he came back on the tour bus and he was like, dude, Hadfield. He was like, Hadfield is on the money. And I'm like, oh no, I know, he's 100%. And he went, no. And he pulled out a Canadian bill and he was like, he is on the money. That was Bob's kind of joke. Bob was the one who every night beat all of us at Jeopardy. We watched Jeopardy every night after the tour. The whole crew would watch 2 episodes, I think, every night. And Bob, what's the only odd year that American president was elected? And he'd be like, 1889, 1789. He like knew, and I'm not even sure I'm right about that, but like he knew those things. My hair's already getting out of control. Anyway. So I think I've got some weld bond here. Let's see. Yeah, that's weld bond. So, what's going on? Oh, I've got tape on my, no. All right. So. Yes, the glues for ABS and styrene are not cross-compatible with acrylics, even though the acrylic glue does glue styrene quite well, but not ABS. The other thing about acrylic glue is it's by far the most volatile. So, you know, the fact that I used this, I don't know, a month ago and it was still in the bottle, the acrylic glue tends to evaporate much faster. And the last one. Okay, I'll let that set for a little bit. And there we have a lovely tray. Look, this isn't the most beautiful of gluing, but it doesn't really need to be. It's movie prop territory, but it does fit in there really nicely. Fabulous. And I want to make a felt bottom for this, and I have some felt, so let's measure it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to glue the felt to this piece, and then I'm just going to drop it in there. It's so much easier than trying to glue the felt into the thing. It's so much easier. Yeah, so. Oh, are you kidding me? Did I really? Mr. Impatience. I cut it just ever so slightly undersized. I could have made that piece work, but I would have been doing extra work just to get that across the line. So that's me not wanting to unfold this thing because I'm so impatient. It's ridiculous. Oh, hold on to that piece. That. I forgot to bring you over. I sprayed some glue on both of these surfaces. I'm going to lift this one up once it has been properly tacky. Still another minute. Just letting it get a little extra tacky. All right. And I'm doing one surface to another. I'm just laying this down right on top. The hard part on the soft part. There we go. Sorry. This belongs on the oddly satisfying. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, God, it's hard to write with this freaking thing. Bourne Identity Bank Box. Replica by Adam Savage. 822 aluminum box made by Proto Labs. Let's pull the tape off and take care of whatever gummy crap is left behind. I can see you. I can see you're not settling in, but no, that doesn't. Okay. Time to put some passports here. The bank box is almost done. It only needs some Bourne Identity money. We got some British pounds. Yeah. We got Chinese yuan. We've got more British pounds. Some of these are, yeah, a lot of these pieces, a lot of these monies are discontinued, of all things. We've got some old movie money. This stuff. Yeah, there we go. We got more of that. Ooh, some Saudi reals. Tray goes in, and into it goes John Michael Caine's passport, Wow DeCarno's passport, Paul Kay's passport, the Russian dude's passport. Hang on, we have a couple more, I think. Yeah, we do. We have Yenev, Jason Bourne. This is great. We just have some really good stuff here. Okay. So that's the passports. Plus we have the credit cards, the black card, the correct phone card, gold MasterCard. I had these made by someone who makes credit cards for films. We have my impersonation of the correct contact lenses because those were in there too. We have more credit cards at Club 2000. Got a couple of those. Got an Amex. Got a Jason Bourne ID card. I picked this up on eBay. It's just kind of me being a completionist. Here is a replica Tag Heuer Link watch. That's the Bourne watch. I didn't invest in the real thing. This, I believe, is the correct German pocket knife. These are absolutely the correct USB dongles in the correct color. That's insanity. These are the correct discontinued Uniballs. Oh yeah. We have the correct contact lens case as well. Plus we've got a to control, another French driver's license, which I don't think is correct. Another one of those. Oh, another, right? We got cufflinks. Yeah, we got some of those. We got the keychain. That's also in there. We've got the multi-tool. That was another piece that's in the original one. Right. We have, yes, we have the other Nicholas Lemaitre. Come on. Where is, oh, am I missing that passport? Huh, hang on. I might have to redo this one. I think I have to redo this one. We got the picture of Franco Potente and Bourne. We've got, there was an airline ticket in there, and I found this old late 90s Air France ticket, which I liked. And then I bought these fake gold bars, which are U.S. Treasury gold bars. In fact, from what I understand, you wouldn't have issued this to an agent like Bourne. I just like the gold bars. What the agents in the field often had, apparently, some of them, the couple that I spoke to, were what are called BOT necklaces, B-H-A-T, which are necklaces of gold beads of different gram weights, and allows basically untraceable. This is very traceable. You know where this came from. This is movie money. Since it's not attached to a stack, I'm just going to tear it up. Throw it in the trash. Yeah. And then this guy can go back into the Oh, we have one more thing. Okay, so in addition to all of this yummy goodness, we also have one of Jason Bourne's stunt weapons. This is a P228, but this one's made of rubber. And so this is what this is one of the pistols that Matt Damon's running around with in that film. I also have an airsoft version of it, which fires airsoft pistols. And anyway, so those two guys live there. Yeah, and now we put this back on top, and I think, actually, let me put the heavy guys on. Oh yeah, I guess they do belong on the bottom. There. There we go. Now I can lift this up. Oh, can I? I can walk around with it. Oh, apparently I can. There we go. Walking around with the bank box and put it down here. We open it for the client, and lo, all the stuff they had is all there. Oop. Yeah, that's all good. Hey, dudettes. One of the very earliest, you don't know this, but one of the very earliest huge rating videos we had on the channel was me just taking the audience on a tour through my Jason Bourne shelf. Specifically because I totally have to redo this, and I'm going to redo it right now. Specifically, I don't know why it was because we showed me taking people on a tour through the level of insanity that I had gone down in order to make my Jason Bourne stuff. And people went nuts for it, with like hundreds of thousands of hits. And this is like 10 years ago. And it feels like a nice coming all the way back to fruition to actually create a bank box replica that I feel personally for me more than satisfies the movie experience that I want with such a thing. And moreover, it's actually sustainable. Like it actually, I can store it like this, and then I can break it out and I can unlock it and show people how it works. Oh, wow, let's get rid of that schmutz. I am slowly going to go back in and redo all of the money I was working with some semi-okay scans, and I was kind of going hell-bent for leather, but given that a lot of the bills in there, like this one, for instance, are discontinued, this French francs, these are discontinued, which means I have less legal shit to deal with to replicate them. With many of the ones I have in here, either I did not put anything on the back, or I have a full stack of one-sided with a back on the back end. With the American dollars, what I did was all film money that I purchased from companies that supply that. So technically, that should be on the up and up. So yeah, I'd like to do a better set of the money. And I got to figure out what the Swiss bank key fob might look like. That's definitely a thing. And I want to redo the French driver's license, specifically because the first one was done on an inkjet printer, and boy, has it faded. And I noticed less fading from my laser print. So I'm going to do a laser print of this thing. Let's see here. Contents of red bag. It's a little picture of Jason, right? And then we're going to put it right here, right? And put it right there on top. And then you'll see how the RFs will actually line up and carry across, but it'll give it this. Yeah, see that? That's great. Now, I want to actually cover that with sticker paper, because that's for real. So what I'm going to do is, I am going to fold it. Am I going to fold it? No, I'm going to actually do the sticker paper before I fold it. Let's see here. Now, I will use the paper as my own cutting guide to cut out the sticker paper. Thank you guys for joining me for this. This was fun. I didn't expect to get so far with it, but I could not be more pleased. I'd love to know what you think that the Swiss bank key fob should be. Do you work in a Swiss bank? Tell me what the key fobs look like. I will replicate that for this. Other than that, At any rate, that's all I have for you today. This is Adam Savage signing off. I'll see you guys later.